I think it is.
Yeah.
No, not quite. No, it's not quite the same.
No.
You see the difference between those two. See, there's the chin strap. You see how they've got this little line?
That black, yeah.
Yes, and you see the white comes through the eye?
Yep.
See that one? Now this one's different because it's got that white just past the eye.
Oh, yeah.
That could be, but it hasn't got the black underneath on the throat.
Oh, yeah.
You see, all those little things take the difference between the various.
But what about them?
Well, now that looks like a king penguin. You see?
Oh, yeah.
And of course they have their scientific name as well, but we know it's easiest for us for the English language. But they see how that's got the white,
Yeah.
and that's got that big yellow,
Oh, yeah.
and the black head coming down on the throat, which you got there.
Yeah.
But you don't have that yellow there. So that makes it a completely different one. Quick look for another penguin. I thought in most books they've got them all together.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I've got another one over there. You can look up the two of you, because the one that we were looking at here, that little tiny line.
That one there. And
Not those, is it? Not
no,
quite.
No.
It hasn't got that because it's got that extra line
Yeah.
underneath. Yeah, let's see what's on this page.
Yeah, those are the ones with the yellow bit there.
Yes, it's like an eyebrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this other one is sweeping. It's got the wind blowing the
Yeah.
eyebrow. But this is a little fine one.
Just-
See,
that's
each one is
that's a bit the same.
that bit different, and it's because they are different. They are you call them a different name, and often they're found in a completely different area.
Yeah.
So you've got to be so careful and so exact. And when I was at the museum, I had to be absolutely exact when I was doing all my line drawings, because if I didn't, if I had one scale on a snake's head moving like that way and joining that way instead of this way, they're different species. Just a snake's scales on its head, absolutely exact. So that's what helps you to be looking all the time to see just the difference.
I think different from those.
Yes.
It's like up
That's
and
right,
down.
that's right. And it has the yellow. You see how the
Oh,
yellow
yeah.
around the gape of the mouth?
Yeah.
So it's all those little things when you're doing drawings that you look for. So
It
see,
might be that one. Looks kind of the same.
a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can see how important it is to be exact with your drawing. That's the good boy. Well, this is a book that I have made and drawn, and I've made all these illustrations of the various books. You can see as we're going through, just decorations make it look pretty. And there, you know what that is, don't you? Yes. That's the yellow-tailed black cockatoo.
Yeah.
He's good. He knows his that one's got something in his food, in his mouth, some food. Taking it probably to the youngster. And here we've got lots of different ones. Because of this book, I had to make the size come down to fit into that area.
We get heaps of bush turkeys at school.
Right! He's good. He knows it. Now he knows the difference between the male and the female. Can you tell the difference when you look at them?
I think it's a colony.
That's it. Good. Because the male is the one whose collar gets very big in springtime. And he says, "Don't I look handsome?" Oh. And she said, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe." And that's quite a small one, but again, I had to get it in that space. So, scrub turkey's about that high, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that one's about that high.
Yeah.
But they've got to sit side by side, so that drawing still has to be done very carefully. But that's what. And here's a.
This one.
Yes, of course. Let's get to a hard one, so you may not know what it is. You know all these birds. Do you know that one?
No.
You don't?
No.
Now, that's one that sometimes comes here and sits up on our little
Oh.
place. Yes. It's a darter.
Oh.
And that's the male darter. Now, the female has a lot of white underneath, but of course they've got their backs showing. You don't see it front.
Yeah.
And they always hang their wings out because when they go fishing and they go diving under the water looking for fish, and when it comes out, it hasn't got as much oil on its wings as a duck does. You know how a duck can dive and it comes up and shakes, everything's dry.
Yeah.
Well, it can't, and its wings get a little bit clogged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and also this one has a long, sharp bill. Now there's another one that also dives under looking for fish and hatches, and it has, this is this fellow, a little tiny hook on the end. See, if you're doing a drawing,
Yeah.
you can't put hook on this bird,
Yeah.
because his just goes straight out.
Yeah.
And this one
So that
has a
will
hook,
catch.
and that catches the fish. That little hook, hold on to it. So you see the difference between these
Yeah.
birds? Good. And there are 4 of these. I've only done two drawings.
That one has a hook too.
That's right. And you know the name of that?
Yeah.
It's a cormorant.
Yeah.
And some people call them a shag. But that's because English people came out to Australia, and when they looked at one, they said, oh, that's a shag, because it looked the same. But this one you don't find right out in the ocean, whereas the shags do go out in the ocean, in England, but not here. So here they're called cormorants. That's a big long word for a little person. And that's the one we have in that film. Now remember what I said it was?
No.
White-faced heron.
Parents.
And that's my drawing of white-faced heron. But of course when I drew that, it was that big on my drawing when I was drawing it. But it had to be brought right down to go into that space in the book.
How do you put it right down?
Well, that's a technical thing.
Shrink it
Yeah,
on the photocopy.
and it comes right down like that. And here, you know what that is.
Yeah, how big's it?
There's a few of them around too, I was noticing there. And here are various other egrets. You see, this is how you say it. And they all have the same genus. You see?
Yeah.
Ardea. Each of them are ardea. And then whichever it is, the ibis, this is the intermedia, and here's the alba. But all of them are the same because they're so similar. It's just their shape, their size. And this one has the most beautiful plumes. And it's breeding time. Oh, and once people used to go and shoot them, pull out those plumes and decorate women's hats with them. And they almost killed all of them because of that. So they said, no more, no more. And they've been building up their numbers since. That's lovely to see them, they're beautiful plumes. But no more women's hats being decorated with bird feathers. And so we go on, right through, and here we are now, you, you know what that is, don't you?
Goodbye.
But there's also this lovely little one. It's a kingfisher. They're all 3 are kingfishers,
Yeah.
aren't
Look,
they?
different types.
That's right. He's a clever lad, this lad. You're going to see. But this is a beautiful little one you find only in fresh water. Now, that one, you found it here, you know, they're mucking around. But this one, he's one that will eat little lizards and things like that. You won't just worry about fish, but this fellow, only fish. Tiny fish, yabbies, little crabs, things, always in fresh water, never near the sea. Oh, you get to know all these things, little birds. And you know this one, this fellow is?
Yep, I think really right there.
No.
Oh yeah.
That's similar, but not the same. Not a finch.
Oh, I don't know.
Colour one.
Oh.
It's a wren.
Oh.
But it's little tiny ones.
Yeah.
And they always have perky tails. They sit up at the back.
Yeah.
And they go something like this. And if you go out bushing, the bush and listening to birds, try and imitate their call. And sometimes, it depends, some are more likely than others. They'll come right up to you. They think that another bird's calling it. And they go, I've seen that before. And they'll sit there. And I go, something like that. They say to me, you see. So, and then they say, ah! And off they go. And I remember one time, and I was watching, and I was by myself. I think that my husband was around the track, he was looking at something else, and I was calling, and there's a special kind of call that you have to try and, it sounds as though it's one that attracts others, and it's like this. like that. And I was trying to get that one that I could see was moving over there in the trees, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I was trying to, and I heard behind me, there was another one that was sitting up on it. It was saying to me, you have these fun little times and you watch birds. Oh, they're great fun. But anyway, that's all the kinds of things, and you see, that's a photo of that one that I did the drawing inside.
Yeah.
And he's got a little fish. There's a freshwater fish. It's a freshwater one, because it's only found in freshwater. Beautiful blue, lovely ultramarine blue, and a reddish brown underneath.
And then he's going to whack it on the tree.
I think it could be, or he'll toss it and catch it the right way around, because they always go down head first. They never swallow a fish tail first.
Why?
I think it probably has something to do with the gills and the feathers and the tails and things like that, yes.
Well, because the scales would run up against their esophagus. So it's got to be smooth so it goes down the esophagus like that.
So there we are.
That's wonderful.
Good fun?
What do you say, Joe?
Thanks.
But you can see how many drawings I did.
Put your shirt down, mate.
All the
You
different
do
ones.
You do?
How many parrots? Well, you know this one?
Yep.
That's around here. Oh, lots and lots of them. There are about 200 of them.
What are they called?
Do you remember?
Collar or something?
Corella.
Corella.
A little corella. Yes. I don't think I've got any. Everyone know they're pigeons. Oh, here's the rifle bird. There are so many wonderful birds to see. But these are all, what I've done here is just have, again, same shape, same size, although some are big and some are little. Here's another one of those.
Kingfisher.
Yes, hey, you got it. Right, you're on the way. There's just so much to see, and that's about the biggest one we've got. But, when he flies, it's the jabiru, or it's black-necked stork. There aren't that number here. Up in North Queensland, we find them up there. Lots of them.
I've seen them, but I never knew they could fly.
Oh, they certainly fly, these fellows. But when they fly, most of the body is white, and lots of white on the wings. When they fold their wings, most of the black shows.
Yep.
So it's always a surprise when you see so much white on that bird, with its big, long, red legs. Its black neck with a lovely blush green, if you see it close. And the difference between the male and the female is the eye. Now, the female has a white around the eye,
Yep.
and the male has a black. You can hardly see it, because it all blends into this black film, everything. So if you can see a bit of white, you know, and you can say to your friends, I saw a female jabiru the other day, and they'll say, what? And you didn't see it? Oh, you have missed a sight. It was beautiful. How did you know it was female? I know things like that. You see, it's really good fun. But also you're passing on information to other people, and that's the most important thing, to help other people learn. Just as they're helping you learn.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm still learning. There's still so much I don't know. I'm still trying to find it all out. There we are.
Well, thank you, Cecily. That's wonderful. So there, Jarvis.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you start drawing birds and liking birds. She spent her whole life doing books and talking to the people and writing newspaper articles.
And enjoying myself at the same time.
Made a life of it. Isn't that wonderful? And made some big changes to save birds as well. Thank you very much.